Thank you for stopping by. I'm DJ Zak from K-Popin on Arirang Radio, and you are listening to our segment, Casa Love. On Casa Love, we sit down with our guests and talk about K-pop lyrics, act out the situations, and give our own thoughts as well. We hope you enjoy this episode. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, you can't get rid of us that easily.
I ain't letting you guys go. You know how hard it took me. It was so long for me to get these two on my show. I'm not letting them go. PD님 and my entire team have made a pact that, like, even if people upstairs are just like, oh, haven't they been on your show for a while? I was like, no, they have not. They're going to stay on my program. Even if we have to split you guys back up again, we're keeping you on the show.
Don't send us back to Music Access, please. I don't think it exists anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
I want to be here.
No worries, no worries.
How has your week been? The weather is amazing.
We love the weather.
Tia's not happy.
Tia, it's not winter yet. Come on.
Please take out the we.
Oh, well, listen.
Speak for yourself.
Joel and I are loving the weather.
I am loving it.
He is not loving it.
I walked 20,000 steps yesterday. Normally, I would like ride a bike or something to or whatever to get some from point A to point B fast.
Wow.
But I was like, you know what? The weather's really nice. Get some steps in, like a little more cardio.
I do that in the summer.
You're insane.
I can't walk in this weather.
You know what? I take it back. She can leave. Bye.
I love walking, especially at night in the summer.
That's okay. No, but you don't sweat though. I sweat like a work animal.
I sweat. It's just I would rather sweat than feel cold. Like I feel physically like sick when I'm cold.
It's because you're too skinny.
Yeah. Come on, Tia.
It's because you're too skinny. Put some meat on your bones and it'll be different.
I will say when I was heavier than now, it wasn't as hard.
See?
Yeah, I will say that there is truth to
The
that.
extra blubber is,
There's science behind that,
But I'll be honest with you, I've been an easy sweater, an excessive sweater, and I've always been like really sensitive to heat, even when I was skinny. So yeah, like skinny in standards of like, idle skinny.
Well, like even in the wintertime though, like, because I'm a person that sweats incessantly. Like, I sweat a lot. So even
My stylist hated me.
Me too. I had to get the that special medicine that they put on your underarms.
Oh,
so
yeah,
sweat doesn't come out. Like, and it itches because there's no sweat coming out of your armpits.
I had to get shots.
I've done that. I've done that.
Though. Like Botox.
They work, but not like 100%. But it did it did work to like I think maybe like 60%. Like I wasn't dripping sweat from my pits, but like yeah.
Well,
that's the first and only time I had Botox, and I didn't even know it was Botox.
Oh, really?
If I knew it was Botox, I probably wouldn't have had them put it in my body. But like, yeah.
Well, I got it on my armpit once, and if you either do that or the medicine, the doctor says like the sweat's gonna have to come out somewhere, and it used to come off of my knees. So like I get really sweaty knees. I know that sounds weird, but I had really sweaty knees. It was weird. I would rather it come out on like my like my thighs or something, but for some reason my knees were always really wet.
I've had it happen on my calves.
Sweaty calves?
Not my calves, my shins.
That's
Yeah.
so not hot.
Like, I was like, why is there so... No, it wasn't a large amount though, but I've seen it happen. I'm like, why am I just out of
It
nowhere?
looked like you pee yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my heavens.
Oh, I love how we're talking about sweat today, just off the top of
I feel like we should talk about this 2 months ago.
Yeah. Now that the weather is better.
Yes.
So I did say this in the opening, but we are going to keep these two in the studio. I think it's going to be even more chaotic. We haven't really told these two what the segment is, so I'll let you guys know what the segment is before we go into our last Casa Love.
Yeah. Yes.
I was telling our listeners this for the past couple of days as I've been introducing the segment, but at first, a lot of the songs that we were looking for in Casa Love, and when Joel was just doing Casa Love by himself, we were looking at songs that had really like double meanings or like hidden meanings or, like you thought it was a happy song, but it was a sad song or vice versa. So we were trying to look at a lot of those songs, but now we're kind of slowly but surely just looking at a lot of songs that are about love and relationships and whatnot. And we've talked about a lot of our listeners where they have not really had a lot of relationships. They've only had a few crushes. They never really dated and stuff like that. So we've been noticing that it just kind of feels like we're singling certain listen groups out, like unintentionally. So we're going to make a new segment called What If?
Ooh.
And it's simply that. we're going to be putting all of us into what if situations, like, balance game type questions.
What if I was a mermaid?
Yeah,
Is
that
that
kind
too
of
far?
stuff.
Oh, even
Yeah,
that kind of
like,
stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
even that kind of stuff. Like, if I was a mermaid, what would I do? Like, the first thing I would do if I was a mermaid.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. So there's gonna be more chaos in the studio, and you're gonna have to bring songs based on it. So it's
okay.
gonna be a mix of what Tia used to do.
We're
with
gonna
the
have
show.
homework now.
Yeah.
I love it. That's my favorite because then it allows me to totally dominate the conversation even more than I already do.
So it's gonna be DJ Joel with us.
Ooh,
Issa
no,
and Tia.
never. This is your show.
So starting next week, we're gonna be coming in from the first section, right? Because I mean, we're not gonna have enough. Yeah, there's not gonna be enough time.
We need 2 hours.
Yeah, we need 2 hours.
K-poppin' is now hijacked on Wednesdays.
This
By
is not
Tia and
possible.
myself.
This is not possible. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing.
Yes.
And I feel that our listeners are going to have a lot more fun with the what ifs as well, because we're going to get a chance to push our imaginations a little bit. And I feel that there's probably going to be a lot of heated conversations too.
Oh yeah.
With moving being really popular as of late, I think we're going to be talking about superpowers and stuff like that. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun things to talk about, and I feel that it's definitely going to be a segment we can do for at least a few years. Not just a few seasons, a few years.
I better prepare to filter myself because I feel like I might get out of control. So we'll have to see. Isak, you got to help me out.
I was just talking about filtering in the first hour. We started talking about variety shows I'd like to be on was one of our questions that came in today. I was like, I wouldn't mind being on like a drinking show, like because there's so many drinking shows that are popular these days, like Youngji's program and like Heater's program and like Song Si-kyung's and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind being on one of those, or like, but I was like, I would love to meet Pungja, but I don't think it would be safe for me to meet her, because if I'm around somebody who has a dirty mouth, my dirty mouth comes out. So yeah, we're gonna have to try to filter ourselves.
Yes. I mean, listen, what time this show is at 2:00, right?
And,
it's not too early to have a few drinks on the show. I'm just saying, it's 5:00 somewhere,
Well, most of the time it's like 8 or 10 on the program for most of our listeners.
True.
Okay, so wow, Besby, you've got some really good eyesight. Tia, you got some pretty earrings on.
What?
How can you? Oh, you can see it.
Oh, you can see it. Oh, thank you.
I noticed them earlier. I just didn't say anything.
Yeah, I know what joke you're trying to make.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not?
No, really. They do look nice.
Okay.
Big old hoops.
I got my eye on you.
I'm lost. What?
Okay, so we're going to dive into our last Casa Love for today. This one I think is pretty relatable, especially for Korean couples.
Yes.
I think there's definitely a cultural aspect with this in the segment. So, Tia, what song are we looking at today?
Yes, so today we're looking at Ovan's 우린 데이트를 너무 많이 해서 갈 때가, or in English, Our Dating Is, and it was released about a year ago.
Okay.
And this is actually based on his true love story, apparently. So he was dating someone openly, and it's just talking about how, like, oh, we've been on so many dates so that, like, there's nowhere new to go to. It's the same routine kind of thing. But it wasn't in a negative way. It's like, I still love you so much. Like, let's stay together. Unfortunately, they did not stay together. But yeah.
I feel like
Let's move on.
if they did, there wouldn't be a song.
No, it was there though. Like during that time.
Right, so it was supposed to be a good song during the open relationship. Like, it was a public relationship. So like it was released under good circumstances, but
It did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I feel like this could be a common thing. You know what I mean?
No, honestly, I've said this on my show ever since I think I started working here at Arirang. Whenever we started talking about dates and stuff like that, for me, I don't mind being active. So like mini golf on like a date, not the first date, but like a mini golf type of an ordeal. In the States, we got like Dave and Buster's where you can drink and play video games. So like that would be an ideal date for me.
Well,
That
Like,
sounds fun.
right? So you get competitive, like next round is on loser. And then you you can play. Yeah, you can play like video games and like, get shots and get drinks. I think it would be like a nice fun date, even like a group date. You know what I mean? There's like, I know that we have paintball in Korea, but like they're pretty far and like you
Paintball?
bruise.
Paintball? Oh, you mean
Paintball.
like with actual paintball with the guns? Okay.
Yeah, the
okay.
guns. Like we do have them in Korea, but like you bruise. So I don't think a lot of Korean girls would like to do that.
Oh, I hate paintball.
I don't think I've heard any Korean girl ever say
that,
yeah.
I want to go do
no.
paintball. I wouldn't mind, but
It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts.
It hurts
really?
It hurts
you
really
get
bad.
you get
Yeah.
if you get like if you're shot other than where your vest and like protective gear is, it bruises.
I got shot in the butt one time and it hurt. I left a huge welt
Yeah,
for like 2
it does.
weeks.
Yeah,
it was
does.
really painful.
It does. Yeah. But in Korea, I have noticed that there is not a lot of things to do. Like there is very limitation things that people can do on dates.
See, that's the thing. Okay, so living in Seoul, you would think that there's, if you ask a foreigner, right? They're like, someone that wants to come to Korea, like, what do you mean? There's going to be tons of stuff to do in Seoul. But if you actually live here, not really. You know what I mean? Like, how many days can you go on to temples or, one of these things? Like, like Gyeongbokgung or like, you know what I mean?
Right, like what a lot of foreigners think is fun as a tourist attraction is not necessarily the best date course
or like daily activities.
Yeah, daily
even.
activity.
That's why I find that the go-to, if you don't have anything else to do for a date, is you just go drink because like that's the easiest. Because
And if you have a significant other that doesn't drink, then it's even more inconvenient.
right.
Because
I think that's why, like in Korea, if you notice, I'm sure like other places in the world are like this too. But you know how like restaurants and like places, like the hot places, change very frequently.
Right.
And there's always a huge line. It's because people are bored.
Right.
And they want to find something nice and
Right.
new.
I think if you really want to get into like like different things, you have to leave Seoul to do that. Like,
right, like you have to have
Yeah.
a significant other that has a car,
Right.
or like you have to go camping or glamping, or like actually like travel to another city.
Road
Oh, that's
trip.
too much work.
Exactly. It's like even Tia's like, oh my god, it's so tiring already.
I just want to stay home.
Right.
Staying home gets boring.
And a lot of times, even with like staying home, if you live on your own, that's great. But if you don't, which most Korean people do still live with their parents, how are you going to date? You know what I mean? So yeah, there is. This song really hit close to home because I feel that thankfully in all the relationships I've had, I never really felt this, but I can see how this could be a problem.
Right. Yeah, no,
So-
I agree. I mean, it's kind of like, you might, it's not, there's nowhere to go. I think for me, it's more like if I really like someone, just being with that person would be enough.
Right,
You would
but-
think that.
Yeah, but it depends on the type of couple you are as
Yeah.
well. Okay, so we're gonna just dive straight into it. I'm gonna be changing roles. I'm like a restaurant owner to like Tia's mom. So if I don't know if I'm gonna be able to switch up the voices much because there's not really that much voices I can do change up wise. But
just do a different accent. That's what I always
I don't
do.
even know if I like the only accent I think I could do is like a southern accent. But like I don't know.
I think you've done that before. Yeah, we'll see.
Anyways, we're gonna dive into our skit for today. You ready?
Yes.
All right, music. Cool. Isn't it the happy couple that I love? Wait, again? I mean, I don't mind seeing you often, but I mean, dang.
We love it too. The usual, please.
It's great not having to worry about where to go and what to eat. We can just come to the same place.
I'm always happy to see you. Okay, sit tight. I'll try to give you a few free items today. I'll be right back. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, the food is always so good here. It's like the owner knows what we like. What shall we do after?
Why ask? We are going to do the same thing as always, right? Just go for coffee, catch a late night movie, go for a drive.
Listen, Tia, you can be honest with me. Don't you get sick of the same dates we go on? We've been doing the same thing for like 2 years.
Oh, come on. I mean, I don't mind as long as I'm with you, right? Don't feel bad. I really don't mind. I love spending time with you, no matter what we do.
Well, I'm really touched. I love the little things too. Like this parking lot at your place feels like it's our own personal spot. I love being with you. Ooh.
I'm really thankful for you. Remember to always keep these feelings for me.
Of course. I love you more than when we first met. I'm so happy you're mine.
I'm happy too. I love you.
Oh, Is that Tia outside? What time is it? Tia! Tia! Get your butt in here! What are you doing out at this time?
I'm coming, Mom. A cat woke me up. I'm trying to make it go away. Shh. Bye, Oppa. I'll see you tomorrow.
I love you. See you tomorrow. Sweet dreams.
Tia, honey, do cats talk? I could have sworn I heard a guy's voice.
우린 데이트를 너무 많이 해서 갈 데가 없어 이제 머리가 아프기까지 한데 너는 어쩜 그리 예쁠 수가 있을까 간델도 가도 너는 제발 날 떠나지 마 오늘 너를 보내 난 너를 원해도 2년 전에보다 더 나를 사랑해줘 오늘 뭐해 난 말도 필요 없는 집 앞은 너와 나의 전용 주차장이 돼줘 걸어다니기로 했었던 오늘 비가 와서 전부 망쳐버렸고 또 어제 우리 집에 와 시켜 먹은 치킨이 남아 배도 안 고파 어쩜 걱정돼 어떡해 아직 시간이 너무 많은데 벌써 섭섭해 하지마 여절 때 우린 그래도 이 순간이 좀
Alright, so today's track is Ovan song of Our Dating Is or 우리 데이트를 너무 많이 해서 우린 데이트를 너무 많이 해서 갈 때가. So yeah, the Korean title literally translates as we've been on so many dates. Where do we go next?
Yeah.
I was looking at the English title and I was like, is this right? Like, where's the rest of it? Like, you know?
Right. Okay, so let's look at some of the lyrics that you two brought in for today. Tia, you go first.
Yes, so I picked 너 집 앞은 너와 나의 전용 주차장이 되죠. So this was also in the skit. So like the front of your house is our private parking spot. I thought it was kind of cute, but it's also very Korean.
Yeah, because in the States, that's really rare.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't really camp out in the States.
It's like no soliciting.
Like in the car.
Come.
Yeah, like if you're a dark car in the middle of the street and like you're not if you're just randomly sitting there, people are going to be like, who is that?
They're going to call the police.
Yeah, they're going to call the police on you. In Korea, though, like, because most people live in apartment complexes or they'll live in, like, villas or something like that, having a car, like, randomly parked in, like, the middle of the night doesn't really... Unless, like, so you're blocking a car and they come out to, like, ask you to move it. But it's a lot more romantic in Korean than it is in English.
Yeah.
It's more legally dicey in English. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know.
Like, just culturally, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. But a lot of the lyrics in this song are very Korean centric. Like, it doesn't translate nearly as, it's not as relatable.
It doesn't.
If you think about it.
Was there another one that you chose, Tia?
Yes, I picked 널 위한 과자도 준비가 됐어. I'm ready. So I prepare snacks for you as well. I thought this was cute because like they have nothing to do, so they're just having home dates now. So like after work, I have snacks ready for you. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, that's cute.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. That feels very Korean to me too. Like
it
I
is.
prepared
No, it
gwaja
is.
for you, like, which is like chips or something like that.
Yeah, like snacks. So pretty much like, they're pretty much doing car dates. So like I bought your favorite snacks. We're going to sit in the car, watch the flicks, to have like car dates. Car dates are very popular in Korea, even for adults. So it's not just like a high school thing, because in the States, that's like a high school thing. You got nowhere to go. So like you guys always go to like some random peak and like it's just a car date and then it's like a hookup and stuff like that. But in Korea, that's not the case. You can go to Hangang River and then you just kind of sit in the car and watch Netflix.
Yeah.
That's why like for timing, I think it's still true. SUVs were very popular because you could open up the trunk and then just sit in the trunk.
Yeah. And just kind of camp out.
Just chill.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you go to Hangang, if you go to the edge, they're all open. And everyone's just sitting in the car.
So they'll back in at Hangang River if your car is like facing. So instead of having the front of the car, the hood of the car facing the Hangang River, they'll back in, then they'll open the trunk, and then they'll sit in the back of the trunk and look out to the Hangang.
And they'll have like a stereo and like they'll have
their
lights
Bluetooth,
and everything.
That sounds nice.
It's like camping in like your car at Hangang.
Because sometimes it can be a pain in the butt to go and like set up all the stuff on the ground. And,
Right. So yeah, you just camp out in the car.
Well, that sounds nice.
Yeah. So that's I can see that being really cute. Okay, what did you choose, Joel?
So along the same lines as being very Korean centric is 12시에 인형 뽑기 하러 가자, which is very Korean. That's basically like the claw machine, the claw machines. Like that's a big thing here. Like
again, like they've been on the rise in the past couple of years.
I feel like when I was in like college, I don't feel like they weren't that big of a thing, but I feel like just recently they've gotten huge again. They've been popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
It's also their dramas because of dramas.
Because
Yeah.
they've been pumping out a lot in dramas.
But you know what though? I do think it's very cute. You know what I mean? Like an inyoung popki, like
I like them.
oh, I don't waste my money on it. I mean, like if I had a significant other and they were like, "Oh, I want to do this," then I'd be like, "Okay, of course, I'll."
I get too competitive. I suck at those.
Really? I don't know. I'm really bad at it too.
So I like watching people. You know, there's those kids that are really good at it. I'm just like, ooh, and I just sit there and watch. I'm like, let's go.
I went to an arcade one time and there was this guy that had like every time he did it, he got one. There's some method to it.
There's
like,
a method.
And I was like, every time I try, I'm throwing down like $10 at a time trying to get something, and I'm not getting anything. But that guy was like, he was like some kind of pro or something weird. I was like, if I was the arcade, I would have been mad because he was just pulling out everything. Like it was terrible.
If you look at the machines, I'm average. Excuse me. I'm average, so I'm not like super bad. It depends on where the doll is. Where the doll is, and depending on the doll, the head is heavy or the body is heavy, and you have to know that, and you have to grab at the heavier part.
Tia's doing arithmetic at the vending machine.
I mean, it makes sense though. It makes sense. Okay, is there another part that you chose?
Yeah, so there was this other thing that I don't know, like this whole song is just cute to me. I don't know why. Like it should,
No, it is a really lovely track.
I don't know, but
It's meant to be cute.
like 결혼하고파 못 참겠지. Like
The wording.
하고파, 결혼하고파. Like that's kind of like a cute way of saying like 결혼하고 싶어. Like 결혼하고파. It's supposed to be. It's kind of 애교이.
Right.
It's cute. You know. So yeah. So if people didn't know that you can, it's called like 줄임말, or I guess instead of 뭐뭐뭐 싶어,
Yeah.
you can just say 뭐뭐뭐 파. Like 하고파.
Yeah.
And it just means the same thing. It's just cute.
It's just cuter. Yeah, it's just cuter.
I don't know. I just thought that I should, let you guys know that if you want to look cute, just edit. End
But 배고파 is not cute.
Yeah,
it's
no,
just,
don't say
that's
that.
just how.
normal.
You
That's
can't
just
say
normal.
보고파파. That doesn't make sense.
Oh, you can just say 보고파. That's a cute way of saying it. 보고파.
보고파. 보고 싶어. 보고파. It's the same word, the same meaning. It's just one's cuter. So yeah.
It's slang.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys want to be cute to your significant other or to somebody or to all your oppas and stuff, then just be like 보고파. I miss you.
Yeah. Tia, what did you bring for us for today in the midst of all the things that we're talking about? Because I feel that Joel's going to take over.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just brought in something like simple, just a list of things you shouldn't eat on a date.
Oh, wow.
Let me be the judge of that.
Okay, so kumchi food for dates. Okay.
Yes. I think these are pretty much all very obvious. Like
Okay.
for instance, not having garlicky food.
Wait, hold on. Is this a first date or just any date in
Just
general?
any date in
Okay.
general.
Oh, no, never mind. I'm going to have garlicky food. I don't
He's like
care.
on the same page.
Excuse me. First date, yes. Like, because
Yeah,
first
yeah,
impressions,
yeah.
like, but no, thank you.
Garlicky food, bones. So like chicken bones.
Okay.
Because you're like,
Thing. Yeah.
Okay.
licking fingers. I would do that, though.
I don't know what.
Anything with like dairy.
Why is that?
For obvious reasons.
Oh.
Like, because, like,
A little rootin' tootin'. A little lactose intolerance. Okay, makes sense.
The things that I thought were a little bit, that's pretty nice to think of, I guess, would be hamburgers and spaghetti. Because hamburgers are hard to eat
right.
pretty,
Right.
I guess. And spaghetti, I don't really agree with it. They say that it's hard to like eat nicely. I don't really.
I mean, pasta, you roll it up. So
Yeah,
if you're
I think
rolling it
it's-
up, probably it should be fine. And most first date places are at pasta places. So
Yeah, I honestly don't agree with. That's the one I don't agree with. Because, I mean, what are you going to eat then?
Isn't Italian food very romantic in general, though?
in
Yeah.
Korea.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. I mean,
In
macaroni
Korea.
and cheese, the most romantic food
Yeah,
ever.
for me in the States, most of the Italian restaurants that I went to, even though they were authentic, even though they were like supposed to be like nicer, they weren't that nice. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like Thai.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I was in America and I was a girl and someone was like, let's go have dinner at the Olive Garden I'd be like,
That's my favorite place.
I like the Olive Garden, but like, you want to go if you're taking on a nice date. I don't know. I feel like Olive Garden.
But I do feel that in itself is also different culture as well. Like in the States, even when you go out with friends, like even if us three went out, like I feel that if it's like, yo, we're going out to dinner, I feel that like in cultural wise, America, most people that live in the States dress up. Like, especially if you're like going out with like, like,
People,
yo, we're having
yeah.
like if adults go
Oh,
out
yeah.
for dinner, they tend to dress nice. Like it's your excuse to dress nice. Like, cause guys, they wear shirts, they clean up, they get a shave, like it's only when you get like really comfortable with your significant others or your friends that you're like in
pajamas.
Pretty much. You're like in sweatpants when you go eat. But in Korea, one of the biggest pet peeves that I've ever had in any of my in my relationships is if my significant other doesn't tell me what we're gonna do. So like, let's say you're like, Joel and I, you're and I dating. It's like in the beginning of the relationship, and like you have a day planned for us, and like you're just like, oh, 그냥 몸만 와. Just come. You don't even do anything. I don't know what to wear. Do you need me in heels and a dress, or do you need me in cute sneakers and jeans? Because it differs for girls. And I've actually been on a date where they didn't tell me where we were going to be walking, and I was in heels, and I got really mad.
Yeah. I mean, I would think so.
I got really mad.
Yeah, I could see where that would be coming from.
So as long as my significant other doesn't throw me like really wild punches with random places taking me, I'm fine.
Like, oh, we're going to Namsan, and you're like, oh, that's so cute. And you're walking up Namsan with heels on.
No. The amount of time I have taken family to go to Namsan, and I have seen women in heels.
I feel like
it's just different though. I think a lot of the time they know they're going. And they're still wearing them. Still wearing
heels. Like if you can go up halfway. You don't have to go all the way up to the top. You can take pictures like halfway up. Never wear heels going to Namsan if you don't have a car, because you are going to be hiking.
But you know what, though? I feel like that is a good specialty of Korean women in general, because they will wear, we talked about this before, they'll wear heels in a hurricane. Like, they don't care. Like, they just, as long as it looks nice. You see that. It's like the streets are flooding and everyone's still wearing heels. I'm just like, yeah, this is insane. But
it's a skill.
Yeah, it is, really.
It is.
I'm always like, I can't.
I used to be able to do that. I used to be able to run in heels, not anymore.
Oh, my God.
I could never
worn a heel in my life, so I don't know.
I used to be able to, not anymore. There was a particular time in my life where I was just like, I don't mind flats. I never went back.
I mean, you know what? I think that maybe it's an age thing. I don't know, but like my mom's the same way. My mom used to wear heels all the time, and then just one day she just stopped wearing them, or didn't wear heels, and then just didn't wear them. She still doesn't wear them, like to this day.
I can see why. Because for me, I've always wanted to be able to wear heels, but because I'm already so tall in Korea, like, sure, if there's something like special I have to go to, I'll just wear it. I don't care. But on a daily basis, I don't want to be the only woman like way up here. So I'm just gonna wear something flat, and you get used to that.
Yeah.
But you look really good with heels.
I used to see.
There's a big difference.
Oh yeah, girls' legs look different.
It's different.
Yeah.
I used to see Tia. When she was in her group, I would watch their music videos. Everyone else is wearing these tall heels, and Tia's wearing flats.
I remember that.
Idols have to lose more weight when they can't wear heels.
Oh, because their legs look.
They made me wear. I told this on the podcast. They made me wear higher heels than my member because she's taller than me, but I had to be taller because I had bigger hips than she did.
Because they do that.
Yeah, because my hips were bigger than hers. I looked fatter than her, so they made me taller to give the illusion that I'm skinnier.
Oh, is that? I've always wondered. Is that why you always wear pants and she always wear a dress?
I was supposed no. There's a backstory to that. I have scars on my legs that they didn't want to cover up, and so I was supposed to be wearing shorts, but I wore pants because of that. And she wore skirts. It was just our concept. I was in pants, she was in skirts. That was just our concept. Like throughout the entire promotions, they just decided she was going to be. It's because she had like no volume at all. She's literally just like very straight skinny, and so they wanted to try to add to that, whereas for me, because I had too much, they were trying to, because if they put me in a skirt, it's gonna enhance my hips instead of slim them. A very random question came in. Paulina asked, how good is Chinese food in America? What kind of Chinese food? Fast food question. Chinese food is awesome.
I love it. I miss it. I want to eat some
chicken,
now.
Beef and broccoli. Hello.
The fast food type, the greasy, not the what's it? Panda? What's
Panda.
it?
Happy Panda
Express?
Panda Express?
Not that kind of, like, I'm talking about like mom and pops, hole in the wall. Like you go in and they fill up that to-go pack with like loads of food for like 5 days. Like I'm talking about that kind of like
the noodle box.
Yeah, like I'm talking about overflowing greasy chow mein type of American like style Chinese food. Yes. Authentic Chinese food, to be honest with you, there was this one place that my family used to go to in LA. We actually still go like every once in a while if we want food there. It's like a legit Chinese restaurant. When you walk in, there's like a full aquarium in the entrance.
Like the real deal Chinese
like the real
food.
deal places. And then like when you sit down, the menu's like 20 pages.
and like in a table they keep bringing food.
Yeah,
like
it's like a round table, and like there's like you can literally order just like side dishes, like the panchan type of like like Chinese broccoli and oyster sauce, like
So good.
that was my favorite dish. I never knew that what it was, but as I got older I realized it was just simply steamed Chinese broccoli with oyster sauce. And it was so good.
I mean, so good. I haven't eaten lunch yet, so I am very much enjoying this conversation. It's torturous. But yes, Chinese food is so good.
I know that like American style Chinese like franchises came into Korea, but
you know what?
It's not the same.
In the States, if you go and get like a little, even from one of the chains, you can get like, you pay like $7 something like that, and you can get like the two
dishes,
entree, run rice or lo mein or whatever. Here, you get one entree dish in rice or lo mein, and it's like $25. It's crazy expensive here.
Yeah, it's kind of
it's not even worth eating it for me.
Flo, I have no like any type of stocks with this place, but one of our listeners like, yo, we're in LA, I need to know. MBC, like the Korean channel.
Okay.
That's all I know that it's under. I don't know if like there's a different name for it, but my family calls it MBC. So it's a place I think in Hacienda Heights. It's really good. Like it's legit. You walk in, it's a huge parking lot. You walk in, it's like a U shape of an entrance where like there's like this huge aquarium, and then there's like where you pay, and then you go in, there's like billions of round tables.
Well, this place must be like really reputable if it's been around since you were young.
Yeah, it's been
still
around
there.
Yeah, according to my family, they do go pretty often.
I've written it down.
I don't know if it's like the actual place or it's like a nickname that my family calls it by, but we've been going there since I was a kid, and even when I was a picky eater as a child, I would love going there because the food is so good.
Arirang.
Arirang Radio.
Okay, so again, we are looking at our last Casa Love. Flo, it's NBC. I actually had to look it up because Tia was making notes. I had to re-look it up. So it's NBC. N as in Ned, nerdy.
It's very easy to find online.
Yeah. She was looking at the menu during the song breaks. It's really good.
Just type that in and type in Chinese restaurant LA and it automatically.
I don't have any ties with this place. It's just like it's been there since I was a kid, and my family still goes. So like it's.
And you know it's good if it's been there for however many years.
It's
years.
a good place. It's a good place. Anyways, we're talking about Ovan's track today. 우리 데이트를 너무 해서 갈 때가 our dating is. Joel, what kind of questions did you have for us for today?
I was gonna say, is that what we're talking about? Yeah. So,
that's what we're talking about.
yeah. So for all the gentlemen out there, I kind of wanted to bring 3 points to remember when going out on a date.
Okay.
Now, like you would say that just, like in general, things that women or girls that you're taking out on a date to always keep in mind. And that is number 1. We're really going off on this food thing today because it says girls like things that are delicious. Now that you would think that's common sense, right?
But I can see how like compared to men, I think when you're on a date, women care a lot more about it.
Yeah.
So it's not, we love to take a picture for the gram, but it's not just about that. We like a lot of times girls probably are watching what they're eating. So if this is going to be like their one meal that day, they want it to be good.
Yeah.
They don't want to just fill their stomach, which a lot of guys do. They want the food to be, oh my God, that was so good.
Listen, because I'm the type of person that eats to survive, like, because I have to eat. Like, I don't like eating like, something that's like really bougie. And so I don't care about that. Like, as long as it gives me joules of energy, you know what I mean? Then I'm fine. Like, I could eat slop, and I do sometimes. So, but for me, if it was up to me, we would just go eat like rice with butter and some soy sauce. But, girls don't like that.
That's good too, but I mean.
Depends on the day.
Right.
But yeah, if you take a girl out on a date, like they want something nice. Like they don't want to, eat some like, trough food.
That reminds me, like this.
What?
No, this is kind of like, so I saw online once. Apparently, there was this guy that was testing a girl on their first date. And
to
he was
see
like,
how materialistic she was?
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
he was
God.
like, so we're gonna go eat like sundaekguk or like whatever.
Oh, that sounds good.
So like something like not date-ish.
Like, yeah, something that you normally
not
go
on
to
a first
eat.
date.
Like, yeah.
And one girl was like, why are we going here? Like complaining. It's like, oh, she's not the girl for me, blah, 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 blah. And it was a long like blog. And then all the comments were like going off on him. There was like, it's a first date. Like, what do you expect? And other people was like, oh yeah, that's not the girl that you need. And I'm like, I mean, I understand both
Perspectives.
parts, but it's like on the first date, maybe you can try. Like,
Right.
I think it's the fact that he didn't care.
Right. That, and also, so our writer brought this up because this was also on a blog. There's a place in Korea, again, no promotions. It's called Kimbap
Oh my God, I love it.
Kimbap Heaven. And the reason is this place it literally is the type of place that Joel would go like on a daily basis. It's just a place where you fill your tummy. It's not it's good, but it's not like a place like, oh my God, we need to go there.
I'm
like,
literally going
it's
there
like
after the show. So
College people food, I think.
Right. It's affordable. It's cheap. It's like a Chipotle. Like, Chipotle, you crave it every once in a while, but you can get it elsewhere. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So, there was a topic that my writer brought up with amongst us, and we had a real like heavy discussion about this. Not just a first date. Like, let's say, Joel, you and I have been dating for a while.
Okay.
And like we haven't been on a date in a long time. Like, for let's say a couple of weeks. So
I've had this discussion with her.
Right. So like it's like, it's a first date in a while. So obviously, from the girl's perspective, she wants to dress up nice. She hasn't been on a date with you in a while. She wants to look nice. She's expecting you guys are gonna have some fun. And then you take her to Kimbap. And then she was just like, so she kept asking me, she's like, if you went on a date there, would you be upset? I'm like, I don't think I would be upset, but like,
you mean I have to get my own banchan and water? Like, what do you mean?
I don't mind, because if you can't figure out what you're going to eat that day, I would rather have more variety than anything. But and obviously we'd have to be going somewhere else afterwards. Like that would be like the first stop on a different date. But she was just like, no, I would be so upset. I'm just like, why? And she was just like, I put in the time and effort and the money to get ready for this date. The least you can do is take me to a nicer restaurant.
See, this is why I make it very clear before I go out. One, if the guy is deciding what we're doing today, do I wear comfy clothes or do I look nice?
Yeah, you have to check.
You have to check
because guys will never tell you. So guys, please, could you give us a heads up before we ask?
So that first, and then once you know that, or if I want, it's been a long time since we've done something nice. If I want to go somewhere nice before, I'm going to dress up nice today. Let's have a fun date day. You need to like tell them.
They'll get you the gobaegi for the Kimbap Jungkook. But
it wasn't the question.
Oh yeah, okay.
The next thing.
Yeah, right. So try to be a man that women can respect. As in, like, when you go and meet up with someone, right, for a date, don't be super trashy. You know what I mean? And if you are originally like me, that's got a sailor's mouth, you don't try to be just, until you can ease into something like that. Be someone that's respectable.
Be someone who's likable.
Yeah, well, not likable, but like, like, don't be rude, don't be, mean or anything, or like, something like that. But the last one that I wanted to go to was be a good listener.
This is important.
There's a lot of tension in the air right now. But yeah, you want to be a good listener because you know what? Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I've been on a date before. I've been on dates before and I'm like listening, whatever. And like, I'm just like, oh my God, yeah. Like, I'm like pretending like I'm really interested. Meanwhile, I have no idea what they're talking about. Like, but I pretend I do because, you want to be a good listener. And you know what I mean?
Well, that's when you ask.
I was genuinely quite... I was genuinely curious. Why are you not asking what it means?
No, so I'm like,
ask.
The meaning, no. The meaning of being a good listener is understanding the
what they're saying, not just sitting
My ears are open. My ears are open. I didn't say I have to care, but
잠깐만. No.
I can't with you.
No, I'm kidding, guys. Obviously, I'm very invested in the conversation. You know, but,
no, I'm seeing flashbacks of people that like have had failed marriages. Like I'm assuming that this is their perspective.
No,
like,
no,
you know,
no.
they're listening, but they're
I
not
have become so
registering what their significant other is saying.
No, of course I jest, but you know, but you want to be a good listener. You want to be fully involved, 100% in what the person is saying. You know, clearly it's a two-way street. You can't just be it's not your way or the highway.
But you know what? I want to say this for the women too. So Joel is making a really good point about conversation. I mean, I don't really kind of fall into gender roles in certain things, like, you know, like sports is only a guy's. It's not that,
Right.
but for the most part, I do know that, you know, fashion tends to navigate a little bit towards the girlfriends or the wives, and then, you know, sports and other things kind of do lean in more favor of men.
Right.
I'm not saying that, you know, that either can't do it, but women, also open up your ears for when your significant other is talking about something that they're interested in. It just doesn't work with you, but complaining about Becky at work and how much of a capital B she is. You know, if he's talking about sports, if you don't know what the sport is, try to ask him to help you. I mean, you might fight because like he's trying to help you understand and you don't understand it right away, but you know, the baby steps into taking the fact that, like, if Joel follows a certain team, look them up.
Yeah. I love the Green Bay Dackers. No, but yeah, you saved it for me. That's what I was
football?
Yes, football.
But I mean, that's the answer to the song too. Like, if you have nothing else to do new, figure out what you guys like and like get to know each other's hobbies, and then you have a lot more to do.
Right. Because I feel that I've had significant others that were into sports, and so what I found myself doing was I offered, like, can I go watch? Like, can I bring a few friends and go watch you guys play?
Yeah.
And then, or like, you know, if not, like, I can like drop you off. Like, it's not like I want to invade into their private time. It's more like I want to show that I'm supportive of the hobby that they're into.
But you know what though? Like say for example, like your significant other, say like you, right? You were dating some guy or whatever, and he was like a really big like soccer fan, and you hate watching soccer games. Is that a thing where you would continue to do that even though you hate it?
Well, I mean, I would try. I mean, there's things that you can try.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason you would probably hate it. If that's like because of like a past relationship or something, this is a new relationship.
Yeah.
There's a reason that like you can change that. If you start to try to look into it, but it didn't work, I mean, that's also something that you can find a medium to.
Right.
You know, like that's a hobby that you just say like, oh, I'm interested, but like I really just I can't. Which also should be something your significant other should look at.
It's a and B conversation.
I have a feeling that our new season next week is going to be even more chaotic with our what if questions. So stay tuned for that next week. Bye. I hope you enjoyed listening to K-Poppin's Casa Love today. Don't forget to come back for more fun content on Arirang Radio.